She blew up overnight but lost it just as quick. The Hawk Tuah Girl
Hawk Tuah and spit on that thing.
Got accused of scamming her own audience and finally has spoken out and given her side as the FBI are actually investigating this story.
So the day that the coin launched,
My Hawk meme coin is live!
I actually had, I think 2 podcasts that day. We were in California when it happened, and the guy that was in the room with us, the one that was like operating the coin, we noticed he was like pacing around everywhere.
And to be fair, she completely fell off because of this situation.
I have an idea how you can make a bunch of money quick. They up and then she got in trouble for it.
So in June 2024, Haley Welch goes viral from a street interview where she uses the phrase Hawk Tuah, a suggestive spit sound. She quickly becomes a internet meme sensation known as the Hawk Tuah Girl and builds a following, launches merch and appears on podcasts, even on TV shows as well. She starts the Hawk Tuah podcast and capitalizes on the fame with brand deals and ads. So around November 2024, she announces plans for this Hawk meme coin on Solana's blockchain in collaboration with Overhere, a Web3 platform, and others, and she promotes it as a community-focused project, not just a cash grab, with the typical to the moon tweet with these meme coins. So it was around a month or so of promo, and then the Hawk coin officially goes live at 5 p.m. She announces it on X. The token surges rapidly due to the hype, peaking at a market cap allegedly of $490 to $500 million within hours, and the price peaks at 0.00004. Some wallets, including the alleged insiders and snipers, buy large portions early but then sell it off quickly for profit. One wallet reportedly buys 17.5% supply and sells it for a $1.3 million profit. The token actually ends up crashing dramatically, dropping 95% in value within 20 to 60 minutes to hours. The market cap falls lower and lower, investors face huge losses and accusations fly of insider trading, a pump and dump and rug pull, and the team blamed Sniperbot. Her and her team host awkward X-Space live streams and address the crash. She makes a brief statement, ends up saying I'll see you guys tomorrow, but doesn't publicly appear soon after.
Actual
Hey
source
guys,
of income.
I hate to interrupt you, Nick. Hello there. But anywho, I'm gonna go to bed, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.
Over the course of this month, she just stays silent on the situation as the coin goes to the ground and the backlash is intensifying with claims of her scamming her fans and some call for legal action. So in December 19, 2024, investors file a class action lawsuit in New York federal court against her and her associates. Now, there was massive losses from the crash, so she kept a low profile, reports describe her as distanced herself from the project, and the coin value continues just to fade into absolutely nothing. So it was mid 2025 when she returns to social media and streaming, but with low engagement and lower viewers. Alleged side gigs like selling foot pics and result into the OF content. In interviews, she's claimed she didn't know how crypto worked, and now she's properly addressed the allegations.
I can't name names on that.
Well, if you didn't name names, could you describe what kind of person it was? Like, was it a entertainment, but was it another influencer? Was it like
You didn't say.
it was somebody closer. Like you kind of keep on your left arm. He was introduced from a friend of a friend, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
But
And it's one of these sort of like big crypto guys who works with influencers to build coins.
yep. I don't think it was necessarily all his fault, but I'm still gonna be like, yep, it was your fault. But I think he ended up like, can I say that? He ended up hiring somebody else to help him out because I think he bit off more than he can chew, if that makes sense. So he hired somebody to help him that he knew of and just didn't know a whole lot about, and then he screwed us, like really bad. But I don't know, it's just one of those things. You live and you learn. I won't ever touch another one again.
Yeah.
But
The problem is when you get this fame from pretty much doing nothing, just going viral on a TikTok for saying a catchy slogan, there is not really substance to your thinking when you get approached from these brands. You don't think longevity, you think everything's easy and quick with this mindset and the money is going to come for nothing. She ends up ripping off her own fan base.
I mean, I just find it interesting because, like I said, you're not the first person this has happened to. And I'm just curious about the mechanics of how these things work, like how exactly the crypto crowd is tied into the world of influencers, how they go about using them. Because the whole process is just convincing you to sign off on saying, you can use my face on this coin.
Exactly, and that's all it was. Like, I did not control the coin myself. I'm not smart enough to do that. I don't know anything about it, but that's just one of those things, like you have your face on it, your name on it, and then somebody else runs it. I didn't have any part in it, but everybody and their mama thinks I did. So
What was the actual pitch that was made to you?
just basically what I told you, like, this is going to be so much money, like, you can donate half of it, like, you'll have it for your charity, you can donate all of this. And I was like, okay. I was like, you know what, that don't sound like a bad idea at all. And then you can get to know your community, like, your fans can interact with you. Like, one of the biggest ideas we talked about, like, you can do a different thing every month. Like, if some of your fans go out to PetSmart and they adopt a cat from like a shelter or something like that, you can give them coins for that. Like, that's a good deed, technically. That's the way it got used and brought to me. So I was like, you know what, that is a really good idea. But it did not turn out like that.
So yeah, what happens is people just gambling. Essentially, they get in this coin early, and they're the ones that make all the money, the initial people and the first people to invest in it. And a bunch of the people that support her the most will invest in the coin, but then it will drop and they will eventually lose money. And she's been sold on this dream that it's going to be something that it's not, apparently, by the people that set it up. That's why I say, when you get this 15 minutes of fame, to have longevity, you've got to have a right management team to pick the right stuff.
So what actually happened?
So the day that the coin launched, I actually had, I think, 2 podcasts that day. We were in California when it happened, and the guy that was in the room with us, the one that was like operating the coin, we noticed he was like pacing around everywhere, like nervous, and I was like, is that normal? Like, why is he acting like that? Because, I'm doing podcasts. I'm not controlling the coin. But after all that, and we finished all the podcasts, everybody just kind of went out of the room and they looked concerned. And I was like, what is going on? Like, I don't understand what's happening. And they're like, oh, nothing. You ain't got to worry about it. I pull up my TikTok, and the next thing I know, oh, yep, Haley Welch is going to jail. And I was like, what did I do? Why am I going to jail, But after everything got figured out, and I took every step you're supposed to take. Like, I was cooperative with the FBI, like the, what are they called? The SEC. I was cooperative with everybody. I even sent my phone off for days and had everything searched through there. And I'm sitting here talking to you, so I didn't do anything wrong.
Yeah, I saw that you got cleared by the SEC.
Yeah, I'm good.
Mm-hmm.
But
what about the other guy?
DVD.
Yeah.
With the other guy, I'm not sure if this was his first time coming up with a scheme like this or used many other influences, but they garner their fan base to create this massive buzz for something dropping. And there's 2 types of people that invest. People that know it will go up initially and then drop. And then you get the people new to crypto that just see it as something to generally invest in, and they end up getting screwed when it does drop.
So that's still ongoing, but you're out of it. Mm-hmm. Damn, that must be a crazy experience.
Oh, it's enough to traumatize you. I wouldn't come out of the house for months.
How would you compare that second wave of I guess, shame to the first?
It was worse than the first time because this time I was starting to get death threats and everything else. People telling me I owe them all this money, and I'm like, I didn't do this, and I'm sitting here and I'm the one getting hit for this. But it's rough. It's one of those things where if you come out of the house, you put your head down. It's just rough.
Yeah, it was worse than when the video went viral.
Oh yeah, 100%. It was just, I don't know. I don't wish that on anybody.
What was the worst thing that happened in real life after that?
To be fair, her fans have held her accountable, the public has held her accountable, but numerous other influencers have got away with this, and celebrities that always do these crypto pumps and dumps, and people lose out on massive amounts of money and it just gets forgotten about. But her, with the viral moment attached to it, it's easy to say that she lost her entire audience, and she had other things going for her at the time, like a podcast. People love a downfall story.
And not even for me, you see all these people that put in their money that they bust their ass at work to make, and then they put their money into this and they just lose it for nothing after they trusted me. It's a terrible feeling,
Did people really lose a lot of money?
I think they calculated how much was actually lost.
It's hard to tell between real people and actual crypto people,
It's hard to
It wasn't
tell.
a lot. It was 200 grand or something.
Yeah, it was 200,000, but I kept seeing stuff on TikTok before we found out how much was actually really lost. I think 200,000 of real people's money got lost, and then the rest of it was scammers and stuff like that. But that's, I don't know. I don't even know how it works. I have no clue how any of that stuff works.
It sounds like how it works is the person who's in control of the coin will do some insider trading and then have people that he knows.
See, that's where he got messed up at, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
The guy that ran it,
So people will basically sell shares or something like that, or tokens before the coin goes live, and they'll kind of all pull out and devalue it rapidly when that happens.
Do not gamble with your money on these coins. Obviously, there is always the excitement. It could go up 100x, but in the end, you're essentially just gambling on these meme coins that are promoted by celebrities.
Well, see, I even tried to go, we went to a Bitcoin conference, and I was like, yeah, I'm willing to learn this because, I'm going to be doing it. I might as well try and understand it. We spent, I couldn't tell you how many hours at this conference. I walked away and still didn't know anything about it. Couldn't tell you, but the way it would work, he'd be like, okay, well, we need to do videos like to put on your Twitter, and he'd send me messages of like what to say in these videos, and I'd film it, you know, whatever, but still didn't understand it.
My Hawk meme coin is live!
And that's part of my fault too, I will say, because I had no business putting my name on something I didn't understand, which I know that now, but it's just one of those things.
Yeah, that's why I say the story is so interesting, because all of this began with you just having beers in Nashville. Not beers, sorry, I don't know, what were you drinking?
Vodka.
having vodkas on Broadway, right? Mm-hmm. And the next thing you know, you're like involved in some kind of crypto scam, and you have a podcast in Los Angeles, and then you have like all of scam YouTube is kind of using you as this pariah.
I have questions. I'm raising my hand. Hey guys.
What CoffeeZilla?
I didn't know who he was, but I heard him on the live that
I think a lot of these scam exposed channels is one of the best things to ever happen to the internet, the likes of CoffeeZilla and others, because people are being held accountable for ripping people off. Before, celebrities can do whatever they want, and if the newspapers had some sort of relationship with them, it wouldn't even be spoken about. Nowadays, with all these scam bloggers and Twitter pages that do investigations, everything comes to the surface.
those are simple questions that he's just wanting to know. Like, why can't you answer them?
So you understood where CoffeeZilla was coming from?
I didn't at first.
Hey, this is one of the most miserable, horrible launches I've ever seen in my life.
Okay, then why the fuck are you on?
And then I did after, and I was like, okay, he's got a point, but like, he's barking up the wrong tree. Like, he thinks I did this, like full intent, knowing what's gonna happen. I didn't know anything about it, which, again, that's my fault. I didn't know anything about it, but I don't know. It was a rough.
The thing that must be gotten for her, she had a good thing going. Jake Paul gave her a platform for a podcast. People were looking to her to be new influencer in the space. She was getting thousands just to go to events.
Okay, this is already awkward.
How much money have you made?
You don't have to answer that. So I saw a story that was like, you know, multiple thousands per event. That's probably accurate, right?
Yes.
I would feel comfortable with saying multiple thousands an event, and you've done a lot of events.
Yes.
More money than you ever thought you would make in a few weeks' time.
Man, you're telling me.
Yeah.
I logged into my bank app the other day. Have I had a stroke? Let me put it that way.
Really? When you decided to come out at the Zach Bryan show, how did that get lined up?
I think they reached out to my managers, but we wanted to keep it a surprise because I haven't like launched my social media just yet. And they're like, "Where is she?" Still couldn't find me. And then I was like, "Okay, here I am."
And you met Shaq, I saw.
Yes, I loved Shaq.
Was he super nice?
Yes, he's everything he's made up to be.
How did you meet Shaq? Where was that?
We met him up here in Nashville. I couldn't tell you where, but somewhere up here.
Like at a bar or something?
Yeah, he's great.
That's pretty cool.
Did he buy you a car or a house or anything? Because he seems to buy people everything.
I DJ'd with him, and he stepped on my toe.
Just as I upload this video, she's making her comeback to YouTube after 10 months out, and the viewers have dropped a lot here. It seems that she might be considering maybe even influencer boxing at a certain point. People do feel bad for her, saying that she wasn't smart enough to do her research and necessarily wanted to scam her audience.
You think she had anything to do with that? You think she knows anything about crypto? You think she was like, I can't wait to f people over?
No.
Somebody came to her and was like, I have an idea how you can make a bunch of money.
Quick.
They f***ed up, and then she got in trouble for it. It's the problem with immediate fame.
Many people say when you get 15 minutes of fame like this, you will fall off eventually anyway, or do you guys think she could have maintained it?
What do you think was the most like gotcha hardball question that the mean FBI agent asked you?
He asked me a lot of like in-depth questions like about the crypto coin, and I was like, I just looked at my lawyer because I don't know what any of that shit means. So I was like, what does that mean? And he'd have to explain it, and I was like, nice.
Like, what's a confusing phrase that he said?
Like, he asked about something in a phantom wallet, and then he asked about, there was types of coins, I guess. I still couldn't, I'm telling you, I have no idea. Like, types of coins, I guess, like how much this one's worth, like 1 cent, this one's worth like 5 cents. I don't know.
The problem is as well, you can't excuse yourself fully from being dumb, because people are going to say if you didn't know anything about it, then don't promote it. But obviously, I do think with these meme coin situations, it is a bit of a joke, but many people are losing so much money now, it's going to turn more serious, and more people are going to go behind bars for it. Not people like her that didn't have a massive amount of knowledge beforehand.
I don't know anything about it. I have no clue.
And it seems like you really don't know.
No, I'm dumb as a bag of rocks, so.
I don't think you're dumb. I just think you don't know about crypto.
I don't.
Which makes
By
you
no
smart.
means. Exactly. That's what they told me to, and I was like, huh, thanks, I guess.
Because how many of these crypto bros could build a bed spring?
Exactly. You're exactly right. Or one that goes in a vending machine, you know.
You have
I can do
real
that.
domestic manufacturing skills.
That's what I'm saying.
Wait, the vending machine spiral? Like the one that would release a Nature Valley bar onto the basin?
Yep.
You made those?
Not necessarily make, like we'll make them where I worked at, and then I would check like the dimensions and stuff on them, and then I hated doing that. It was terrible. But then my part, like where I actually worked like full time, I done shipping. Like I'd pack out so many in a box, and then we'd ship them out to wherever they're going. Did I send my phone off to them or the SEC?
The SEC, yeah.
Yeah, I ended up sending my phone off for like 4 days while I was in California to the SEC, and then it come back, which I didn't have any notes or anything on it, so.
So yeah, probably the people that set this up, and I'll keep you guys updated, will end up going to prison for this. But with the Hawk Tuah Girl, it just goes to show the internet is easy come, easy go. You can blow up overnight, but if you don't treat your audience right, you can lose it all within a matter of literally minutes.